Hello, my name is Brian. I'm a personal coach, and in this video I wanted to talk about getting out of debt and avoiding getting into debt. So being in debt it's obviously bad. It's easily explainable that it's bad. Me being in debt was one of the things that led me to experience an extreme burnout, and I don't want you to have that feeling that I had, not only the burnouts but the debt. If I can, I would love to help you get out of debt or avoid getting into debt. So for my debt, rounding it off to an easy number, I had about $50,000 in debt between my car and 5 credit cards. Though I am sad that I had to lose my credit limit, all the credit amount that I had, as when I used Freedom Debt Relief to help me in my situation, I had to close all my accounts. Now, $50,000 really isn't a lot of money, and a car is very useful, but when the monthly payments for your debts push your monthly expenses a good amount over your monthly income, you've got a big issue. So higher expenses equals more stress, equals more working. More hours working means less time for rest and less time for fun. All this can mean more stress eating, eating unhealthy or cheaper foods, doing riskier activities, smoking, drinking, which those bad habits are really just going to make you feel worse and make it harder to get out of debt to restore your financial health. Thankfully, I've now come to the point where I've paid off both my debts. But years ago, when I was making a decent amount of money doing rideshare, when I was living in Southern California, it wasn't doing enough to move me forward financially. And I'll say it took a lot out of me. Many hours a week, and having the mental and physical strain, mental and physical taxation of driving around in cities I wasn't really familiar with, and my social anxiety was kind of a bit higher back then. I'm an introvert, and all the driving, all the anxiety, the physical and emotional stress, the financial stress added up. And with high monthly expenses and having to work a lot, I didn't really do a whole lot of fun, different things. And with my fun meter depleting, it made it a lot harder to go and do my job. One of my main sources of fun, or fun things to do, was smoke weed. And after 14 months of doing rideshare and a year and a half of living across country, all aspects of my health deteriorated, and I decided to move home to Florida. Which brings me to my first point in getting out of debt, which is to lean on others for assistance. Family and friends for different kinds of support: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social. Number 2 is to reduce your expenses. You could go ahead and buy coffee every day from that coffee restaurant you love, or you can make coffee at home. You could go out to restaurants very frequently and eat out, spending $20, $30 at a time, or $10 for that value meal, or you could make food at home, healthier, cheaper. And with reducing your expenses, you could also move in with your parents or with another roommate. Or if you're currently living in a place that's fairly expensive per month in rent or mortgage, you could downsize your house. Rent and or mortgage is one of the biggest expenses there is, one of the biggest expenses that most people have. And if you could reduce that, then that'll go a long way. But it's a good idea to make a list of all the expenses you have and go through the list, determine what you actually need, what you don't need. For example, I love Pandora, but do you really need that Pandora subscription? It may not be a big expense, but all the expenses that you can deduct from your monthly expenses add up. Number 3 is to put money towards the principal. First, the bigger down payment you put towards, say, a car loan, for example, the lower your monthly payment will be, the less payments you'll have to make potentially, the less interest you'll pay. Interest can be a huge factor in your debt. In my first year of making payments towards my car, half of all my payment amounts went to interest. The bigger the loan amount, the higher the APR, the more you're going to pay in interest. And if you can make extra payments towards your principal, then it's going to be that much easier to pay it off, as less interest will accumulate. A good tip is if you can match monthly principal payments with the amount that you pay monthly towards interest, or if you could do even more than that, then that's great. You should be able to significantly reduce the amount of time that you're paying towards that loan, and reducing the amount of interest that you're going to have to pay. Number 4 is finding ways to make more money. Now, increasing your income can be hard, but it is possible. You could get a better job that makes more money, whether that's actual money or benefits, or you can get a part-time job in addition to your regular job and put that money towards your principal. Other options on this one are if you have a car that's in decent condition, new enough, you could rent it out. Other people would be willing to rent your car to potentially do rideshare or just to use if they're in town. Or if you own your own house, you could rent out one of your rooms. Or you could sell old belongings or go hunting for treasure in another man's trash. People throw away some nice stuff, and when you find that nice stuff, you could sell that for a pretty penny. Also, something I've done before is donate plasma. Now, I really wouldn't recommend that long term, but it's an option that's there. Or you could find some other way to make some money. And number 5 is to avoid missing your monthly payments, as if you miss a payment, you're probably going to get a late fee. You're going to get a ding on your credit score, and that's not going to help with future loans. If you are having difficulty with one of your loans, monthly payment, you can talk to your creditor and perhaps they can give you some leniency, or potentially you could refinance your loan. Number 6 is to organize your finances as much as possible. As I said earlier, you want to have a list of all your different expenses as well as your income. Now, one of the things that reduced my financial stress by a significant amount was consolidating all my payments to one day. Rent was due on the 1st, so I chose the 1st. I moved my car payment, my credit card debt, my auto insurance, my phone bill, and any other payments I could to the 1st. Even estimated bills like food for the month. Now, it did create a huge bill due all at once, but I didn't have to worry throughout the month about different bills due on different dates and whether the payments went through and all that. And a big caution here, I didn't move all my bills at once to the 1st, as prorating a bill meant changing the amount that was due that month, often with the bill being higher. So don't overwhelm yourself all at once, change all your bills to the 1st, and then have a payment that you can't make. I also converted as many of my bills as I could from monthly plans to annual plans, using January 1st, beginning of the year. And I made this change, one, to make it easier to consolidate my bills, and generally annual plans are cheaper than monthly plans. So in the long run, I save money. And then we have number 7, remember to have fun, live your life, and remember what's important. I know how it feels to be in debt. It can feel exhausting, like you'll never see the light at the end of that tunnel, that $0 balance, but you will. Time keeps moving forward whether we want it to or not, and paying off debt is a marathon. You gotta remember to take care of other aspects of your health, such as the fun and joy in your life, emotional health, physical health. You gotta remember that money isn't everything. Money is a part of our lives, and we do need a certain amount of it to have a place to stay, to eat food, etc. But money does not make you who you are. And with that last number 7 for getting out of debt, I'll move on to staying out of debt, which I'll go through quicker. Credit cards, we love them, they're great, they're useful, but they can get us into a lot of trouble. Typical advice for credit cards is to keep them below 30%. That's not at 30%, that's below 30%. An even better percentage that is recommended is to keep them below 10%. If your credit utilization percentage rate is lower than one or both of those, then you're looking better to lenders, and your credit score is generally going to go up instead of down. Then, as I talked about earlier, you want to keep your finances organized, and you want to set limits. For instance, $400 a month for food. Another one is to don't miss payments, not be late, as you'll get those fees and ding your credit score. And then speaking of credit score, you want to be looking at your credit report at least once a year. You should be able to get your credit report from a business once a year for free. And you want to make sure there's no errors, there's nothing incorrect there. Another one for staying out of debt is to not live above your means. You don't need a 10-bedroom apartment for one person. And another one is, if you can help it, live close to your job to reduce commuting expenses. You save time, you save some gas money. You want to save up security money. You want to have security savings for those surprise, unexpected events, like losing a job, having your car break down, and preferably you don't want to put that on your credit card, because then your percentage goes up and then you're in more debt, accumulating interest. And then my last tip for staying out of debt is probably the biggest, most important one. You want to look at why and how you got into the debt in the first place. Was it because you were ignorant financially? Is it because you didn't know about the 30%, 10% rule for credit cards? and you maxed out all your credit cards? Is it because you loved shopping so much because it filled some void inside of you? You want to find that reason, you want to prevent it from happening again, and you want to take care of all other aspects of your health. You also want to be taking care of your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your social health. You want to make sure you're having fun on occasions instead of just working all the time. If you are strong physically and mentally, then if you have kind of a financial burden fall on you, you're not going to take it as hard. But that's going to be all for this video. If you have any other tips for getting out of debt or staying out of debt, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Or if you want to share your own story regarding all that, then feel free to drop it below. And if you would like to hear a different topic about financial health or some other topic, then let me know in the comments. But until next time, take care.